going on, guys? Hunter here with Conan Exiles. Wanted to put out a little bit of a tutorial. The games nowadays don't explain much, so I figured I'd go back through and kind of explain what it's about, how the quests work, and what the beginning is really like. So, if you guys like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already and would like to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I would greatly appreciate that. So this guy is going to be on an official online. I just wanted to start off by showing you kind of exactly what you're going to be running into if you do decide to go on online. Now, this isn't a PvP, it is a PvE server, so it's player versus environment. So here we have the character creation, which you can choose from a variety of different races and kind of adjust them as you go. The religions, honestly, set is probably going to be your best one. It gives you poison resistance. So that poison potion is really, really good for the entire game. Obviously, you can adjust your voice, head options, hair, eyebrows, facial hair. If you wanted your character to have eyeliner or lipstick, that's going to be in this too. As you can see, I'm kind of adjusting the hair color and going through different aspects of my character right now. And this is all live. This is all online. This isn't, a solo game where I can throw on admin user privileges and put God mode on or anything like that. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys kind of what's going to happen when you first get into the game. So there's no increased resources or anything like that. These options right here is going to be how physically fit your person is, how tall they are, and then of course we finalize the character. This is what my character was put on the cross for, supposedly. So that kind of gives you an idea of the very beginning with character creation.
During the year of the Cobra, a prisoner captured by unknown means was transported into the exiled lands, crucified, and left to die for crimes that they may or may not have committed. Death comes swiftly on black wings, until fate intervenes.
Thirsty, dead man? Shall I cut you down from that corpse tree? It might kill you. You civilized men are soft. Your lives are not nailed to your spines. Where I come from, we kill our enemies in battle. We don't leave them in the desert to die like dogs. So, you live again, dead man. This land does not love men. You are marked. Cross the ghost fence wearing that. It might have been kinder to leave you on the cross. Live, love, burn with life, slay and survive. again, dead man.
Alright, so that's the intro video. Here we start in the middle of nowhere. Like, we are on the boundary at the bottom of the map. When you're doing this, go ahead and pick up as much as you possibly can. You can see there, I read the thing, I climbed up on it, I dodged, and I kicked. Those are all objectives. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see Journey. Now, Journey are your quests. They named it Journey because I guess it's your journey throughout the game, but it really just, it ends up being your quests. Those are your objectives in the game to complete. So you can see there's drink, eat. At the beginning here, there's that stone you want to read, and then right around there, you're going to find a note with a water skin there. Go ahead and pick that water skin up. It's got a little bit of water in it, and you can immediately drink to kind of get yourself situated. And then when you're picking off of the bushes in the game, when you're getting those plant fibers, you'll pick up bugs. That's one of the easiest ways to get food at the very beginning of the game. And like I said, I am going around and picking up everything that I possibly can because I have to craft clothing, I have to craft tools, I have to craft bedroll, all sorts of stuff. So the more material that you can get, the better. Now, this game is probably the hardest one that I've started in because you can see there's a sandstorm coming, which is just really, really bad timing. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen occasionally. So when you see that coming, it will kill you this early on in the game. Your character cannot withstand the damage that storm will push through, and you're better off just running from it as best you can. Obviously, I wasn't able to pick up a lot of material on the way because the impending sandstorm. But again, when you start off, if there's not a sandstorm, pick up everything that you can on the way to what a lot of people refer to as Noob River, but it's the main source, water source in the map. The river that runs through the stretch that kind of divides the very bottom of the map to the very top. Everyone will start at the bottom of the map. The spawns may vary from left to right, but you will always start at the bottom of the map. As you can see, I'm kind of going through my settings here. My gamma was a little bit high, so I decided to go ahead and turn that down. It was starting to give me some sun glare on the camera. But as you progress along, you'll start to notice, and right here I'm kind of going through and crafting all the stuff that I can. This is the second thing that just boggles my mind. Never have I ever run into that character excuse me, right out the gate. That is a named character, and he is incredibly hard because he has daggers. Daggers do bleed damage, and bleed damage will completely annihilate you after enough time, and bleed damage does stack. So the best thing that you can do in a situation like that is exactly what I'm doing, which is get up to a high place or get somewhere where he cannot attack you and he'll kind of leave you be. So yeah, this game just kind of totally took a left turn with the sandstorm first and then the named character out of the blue. So that being said, you saw me going in to craft clothing just a minute ago before he started attacking. That is something you'll want to do immediately. A, it helps you with the heat resistance, and B, it gives you a little bit of a cushion, not much, but a little bit of armor to withstand attacks from. If you guys do have any other questions that I haven't touched base on or feel like I have left something out, go ahead and send me a link or send me a message. I always check the messages on my videos. Just be sure to do that, and I will do my best to answer any questions or show any videos that I can to help you through that. I truly do want to make this as easy to understand as possible. I don't want there to be any misconstrued information or anything like that. So once you know that NPC is fully out of the way, you're no longer in danger, you can kind of come off of the rock and start going back to foraging, which I'll do in a second. Honestly, I think I was talking to my buddy at this point of the gameplay and kind of got lost with what I was doing. But once I hop back down, you'll notice that I'll immediately start going to grab plant fiber and do that. You'll see in the journey that my next one is use a bed or a bedroll. The easiest one to use is going to be the plant fiber bedroll. That's going to be the easiest and quickest to build because you don't have to kill anything for it, you just have to craft. Second one is clothe yourself, which is going to be obviously the plant fiber clothing, and then slay. It does kind of lay things out for you if you know that that is their objective, that those are the journey points that they're looking for you to accomplish. Another thing, when you guys are collecting this stuff, the seeds can prove useful on 2 points. This is a little more than the beginning stuff, but it is good to know. If you mix in a campfire seeds with plant fiber, you'll get gruel. And gruel is just an easy, you can get enough resources for it, and it does, sustain your hunger in a tight spot. It's also good to give when you start looking at thralls. It's good to use for the training process for them. As you can see, I went ahead and crafted my clothing, which is in the crafting queue. I'm crafting the bedroll, an axe. I didn't have enough stone to craft the pick, but there's enough stone sitting around where you won't necessarily need that immediately. So, just trying to get everything situated in the beginning. One of the first things that you'll want to do is make sure you have a food and water source, and then you'll want to think about crafting a home for yourself or a settlement. That can be done when you level. You'll be able to go into your feats and your attributes and do that. Over on the right hand side is where all of the crafting is. That's where everything will be that you can craft on your person at any time. So what I had in there was the Temple of Set, the plant fiber bedroll, the clothing, the stone picks, the stone tools, all that stuff. And that's the starting items that you can craft. And here it's just going to be a lot of mining. That's really what it's going to be, is getting stone and wood to make sandstone structures. And that's to craft your base. You will have to level in order to get the sandstone feat unlocked, the blueprints for it, but it is one of the first things that you can learn. Alright, now that I've collected a bit of resources, I'm going to go ahead and go into attributes. First thing I put into is strength. That's just personal opinion. Any of these will be up to you. Now feats, that first one that I clicked on, that's going to be your sandstone structures. This is an overview of all the items that you can learn. Those are your blueprints, so to speak, in this game. So my primary was just getting the sandstone structures. I'll go back later in this video and kind of show the different sections of the feats and kind of go over everything from there. But the first thing you'll want to do is get yourself a settlement, because if another one of those sandstorms come in, if you have them set up with solid walls, the sandstorm will not sandstorm will not affect you while you are indoors, as long as there's no windows or any way for the sandstorm to get into the house. That right there, you can edit your structure by different options when you press triangle. Every time you press triangle, it will show up with a way to turn or lower and raise, whatever the case may be. So triangle, and then there should be instructions at the bottom of the screen that show you what you are doing with those. So again, the beginning of this is a lot of mining. It's just a lot of monotonous going and getting material. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll finish up the structure, and then I will come back and kind of give you a rundown of the rest of the information that I'm going to put into this video, and try and help anyone out there that's struggling with the beginning of Conan or that has any issues with it, try and help as much as I possibly can. Alright guys, so kind of going over everything in the basic beginning until you have a weapon crafted, which you'll get the blueprint for that shortly after you gain a couple of levels. I would recommend getting that as a primary. But once you get that, you'll want to start harvesting these, I don't know, abominations. These mutated creatures, and I would use the axe in the beginning because you want to harvest the meat from them more than anything else. That is going to give you the achievement for once you create a campfire and cook it, you'll be able to eat it without getting food poisoning. And it will give you the accomplishment through your journey of eat a filling meal. So that's really important. The axe tends to harvest a lot more meat in the beginning. Later on you'll get a cleaver, which is going to be your best source of meat. But that is really important to remember. Those you can also use the skinning knife if you have that unlocked to get hide from them, because hide is in a lot of your recipes for armor, for different things that you have throughout your crafting. So that's really important. Don't forget to harvest those guys as much as possible. Alright, so the last little bit I want to show you is kind of your inventory, your map over here. This is Noob River. Your first quest is going to be over in that left-hand area that I was just highlighting over. This is your main source of water throughout it. There's other bodies of water, but that's like, you know, the reason they call it Noob River is it's accessible by everybody. This is the clan roster. If you wanted to create a clan, all you have to do is press triangle, type in the name, and that's it. Here's your journey. That's, if you look at the top of your screen, top of the screen that I'm looking at right now, it says journey. This is going to be your quest. These are all your quests. Your stats kind of go through everything that's going on with your character. Over here we have the feats. This is going to be where you learn everything, all the stuff that you want to craft, all the things that you're going to make it at different tables later on. And then you have, of course, religion, armor, weapons, survival, you know, torches and indoor stuff like aesthetics to the game. Here you have all your abilities. Strength, obviously, is the one that I put into, and vitality are the top two. Over in here you have your inventory. On the right-hand side you have the crafting. So, but that's a basic rundown. Again, if you guys have any other questions, hit me up.